So each day, of course, we get closer to the start of the regular season. I've gone through a couple of phases. Don't get me wrong. I've gone through my Chiefs phase thinking, sure, they lost Tyreek Hill. They had a really good draft. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. These guys are still here. Travis Kelsey. They won the division last season. They've won it 6 years in a row. Why would I bet against the Chiefs? I went through a brief Raiders phase where I was like, the Raiders' offensive line was what, 28th at the top of my head last season? They beat the Chargers in week 18. They made the playoffs. They added Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones. They've got a young secondary that definitely looks promising. But I just can't wrap my mind around who has the best team in this division. Who has the best, do I say quarterback? I mean, here's the thing. Justin Herbert, if I could have one quarterback, I've said this numerous times on this channel and on my other channels, if I could have one quarterback in football, it's him. Why is that? Because Justin Herbert's proven that with a poor offensive line, with, I'm not going to say a lack of weapons, because Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are far from having a lack of weapons. But there wasn't a speedy receiver on the team last season, I'll say that. Chiefs had Tyreek Hill, they had Michael Harden. They brought in MBS, they've got tons of speed, stuff like that. The defense, the horrible, horrendous defense against the run last season. And Justin Herbert still had his, tie away from making the playoffs. Well, what's going to happen with this new look Charger team? It's going to be incredible. The Chargers are going to have all the pieces in play here to finally win a Super Bowl. Of course, we're taking it week by week. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, the Chargers are winning the Super Bowl. That would be idiotic. We'll take it 1 week at a time. Get better every single week. Start off the season with a win against the Raiders. Shut these guys up. If you were to lose to one team, don't let it be the Raiders. I mean, trust me, Raiders have amazing fans. They're passionate. But let's go out there week one, humble them a little bit, let them know that we're the team to beat. And then right after that, you've got the Kansas City Chiefs. So what better time than those first two games to make a statement here? Before I get into the rest of the video, guys, smash the like button. If you're a Charger fan, get this out to more fans. Subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you. I do have a couple of things to talk about, and let's get right into it. So starting off from the beginning, speaking of the Raiders, so their new head coach, Josh McDaniels, he said that, in quotations, they have a tremendous amount of talent, talking about the Chargers. This is probably one of the most talented teams we're going to play all year, if not the most talented. Everyone in the league knows that the Chargers have the best roster. Okay, I shouldn't say that. That's not true. Not everyone does, but a lot of people believe that the Chargers have the most talented roster in all of football. I'm a Colts fan. I made this channel well before the Chargers had this great offseason, and even before they got Zion Johnson, like everything fell into place here. I understood that this team is up next. The Chargers, they're not just going to be good this year. They're going to be good for the next decade. More as well. I just haven't seen a player like Justin Herbert before. Let me show you guys a statistic, bro. This is a crazy statistic. If I can find it with my 1,000 pictures saved. It's got to be somewhere. Here we go. Most combined touchdowns, passing, rushing, and catching through a quarterback's first 85 games. Now, has Justin Herbert played 85 games? No, he's not. Justin Herbert's like in his mid-24. How old is Herbert? 24, 25? He hasn't even played that many games. But Dan Marino, Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, and Dak Prescott. Justin Herbert will certainly be at the top of that list once he reaches 85 games. But the point being is that, as a Colts fan, I remember watching Andrew Luck. Briefly, of course. Unfortunately, injuries would derail his career. One of the most promising young career, like Andrew Luck would have been one of the best quarterbacks. He probably would have been a top 5 quarterback to ever lace up as a quarterback, at least in my opinion. And I get that from Justin Herbert, but the difference between Andrew Luck and Justin Herbert, there's a lot of things, I guess. I mean, Justin Herbert has a ridiculous arm. I mean, Luck had a good arm and great IQ, but Justin Herbert has a lot more around him. Andrew Luck, 2018 was his last season. Like, the line was good. He didn't have an Austin Eckler. He didn't have a defense. Like, Brandon Staley is a hell of a coach. Like, I'm not saying that, Justin Herbert's only elite because of his weapons. Like I said, Justin Herbert has proven, like Luck, that he can do a lot with very little. But now that you give Justin Herbert legit talent around him, I mean, what do you think is going to happen? Like, if you were to put Justin Herbert on, who's the worst team in football, guys? Not the Jets are no longer the worst team in football. The Jags? Are the Jags the worst team in football? They're the first pick. I really don't think the Jags are the worst team in football. because Urban Meyer and things like that, they actually have a lot of talent. But let's just say hypothetically speaking, they're the worst team, or maybe the Bears. Maybe we'll go with the Bears or the Falcons. I don't know. Let's say let's go with the Falcons. A lot of people have them being like the worst team in football. If Justin Herbert was on the Falcons, what do you think would happen? Would they make the playoffs? I don't know about that. Well, at the same time, I mean, last season they were actually in there to the end. Like the Falcons were legit in the playoff hunt till the end of the year, so they probably would. They legit would make the playoffs. You give him Ridley suspended, but you give him Kyle Pitts, Cordero Patterson. I mean, the defense is horrible, the line's bad, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like Justin Herbert, he just does things that no one else in football can. Like Mahomes, guys, Mahomes has to prove it this season that like no more Reek. The defense, obviously, like most people would say it's mediocre. The line's great, Andy Reid, sure, but if Mahomes goes out there this season and throws for 40 touchdowns, then I'll say he's the best quarterback. But Justin Herbert would legit, I mean, improve offensive line. Rashawn Slater, legit, what he did as a rookie, bro, all pro. Zion Johnson, we're expecting similar things out of him. I mean, he's a guard, but Corey Linsley going out there and getting Gerald Everett from the Seahawks and Mike Williams. We're hoping that he can be the Mike Williams that we saw in the first half of last season, the alpha receiver. Keenan Allen is not showing any signs of slowing down. I tend to say, like I hear all the time on podcasts, Keenan Allen's slowing down. He's getting older. He's a year older. But then I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like Keenan Allen has literally shown zero signs of slowing down. And I know a lot of Charger fans have mentioned that to me, and I completely agree with you guys. Like, sure, yeah, I'm wrong sometimes. That was one of them, just saying Keenan Allen's going to slow down this year. Like, he could, but will he? Probably not. It doesn't, sure, like the drops, he dropped a couple more passes than he did the year before that, but he's still a reception monster. There's Keenan Allen on the screen right there. He's one of the best receivers, not only in the NFL, but that we've ever seen. Like, this is legit an elite all-time receiver, a future Hall of Famer, at least in my opinion. Outside of that, I did have some things that I wanted to talk about. So let's end the video on this. Chase Daniel is the QB2 for the Chargers. And I understand that most people watching this know more about the Chargers than me. Like, that really shouldn't be the case. Like, I should be making YouTube videos and I should be an expert and I should have a ton of knowledge on the Chargers. I just make these because I love football and I'm trying to bring the community together. By the way, join my Discord. I did have a Chargers Discord originally and it got deleted. It's back. To that point in time, I really got a better understanding of the Chargers this offseason. I was thinking that they did need to go out there and add in a flashy receiver, a flashy new corner, and keep in mind flashy corner because that's going to come into play here in a second here. The Chargers needed Zion Johnson. There's no risk at all with Zion, and he improved your offensive line. He looked great in the preseason. Honestly, I disagreed with a ton of Charger fans, if not all of them. I was like, Trent McDuffie, Chris Olave. I know a lot of you guys wanted Olave. Trust me, I did too. But they made the right pick, and now that it just goes to show, like it clearly was the right pick. Protect your franchise quarterback. That's what matters most here. And speaking of the Chargers draft picks, I lost the stat here, unfortunately. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Okay. So the Packers, they made 7 picks in the draft. 4 of them were defenders. So they improved the line. They improved the defense. Asante Samuel, it looks like he's due for a breakout season. He's a stud young corner in this league. You also have Joshua Kelly and Sony Michel. They're both listed as the RB2. You have Isaiah Spiller is going to be the 4th option. I mean, when Isaiah Spiller is your 4th running back, you're doing something right here. Trey McKitty is going to be the backup fullback. And Jerry Tillery is going to be starting. He's next to Sebastian Joseph and Austin Johnson. Remember, Morgan Fox are dead. Like, the Chargers look great. They're destined for big things. On paper, they look great. Will they go out there and beat the Raiders and beat the Chiefs? That remains to be seen, but I can't wait to actually start watching games with you guys and talking about it. Once again, join the Discord. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Get it out to more Charger fans. Drop a dislike if you didn't like it, of course. Subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you. We post only the Chargers here. And I appreciate you guys. I'm really enjoying making these videos. This is my favorite channel. I have, I don't know, at least at minimum 10 channels. And this is my favorite one. Charger fans are awesome. I have a lot of respect for them. I probably have the most respect that I have for all my team's fan base. I'm not just saying this because I'm on a Charger video. Like, it's definitely the Chargers. I mean, I've said so many just incorrect, wrong things on these channels, and people just go down and like educate me on them rather than bash me. Even on my Packers channel, I've got I make thousands of dollars on that, bro, and I've got 4,000, like 400 subs, and I love Packer fans to death, but also Charger fans. Packer fans. I feel like a lot of them are just kind of bashing me, and like Charger fans are like, "Hey, bro, I love the videos, but here, let me break this down for you." Charger fans are dope, bro. That's why I bought the hat. You guys can't see me right now, which is good because I don't have a shirt on. But I bought a Chargers hat. The only team's merch that I went ahead and got, besides my own, was the Chargers. Like, because that's how much respect I have for them and Justin Herbert. But big things ahead, boys.